Hi, I'm Bob Ryan. This is Globe 10.0. With me today is Greg Lee. We're just coming off the most recent Baseball Hall of Fame induction, welcoming to the club Roberto Alomar and Bert Blyleven, as well as executive Pat Gillick, which gives us to thinking, looking at the current composition of the hot Boston Red Sox, do we see any potential Hall of Famers, Greg Lee?
How you know Dustin Pedroia? He's one of them. He's won an MVP. He's been to a few All-Stars, has a World Series ring, and he's, so far he's had a stellar career. He's a long way to go. He's only, how old is he?
28? He's 28.
Okay.
This is the prime of a career.
Yes.
This means you can count on another 4 or 5 years if he has decent production. Here's the thing about Pedroia. Second base is a tough position to make it in, very definitely. Right now, what he's got going for him, he's an offensive guy. His OPS career, as we speak, is 836, and there could be 4 or 5 big years ahead of him, including this year. Yeah. We don't know where he's going to wind up this year.
No, he's after a slow start.
He's got an on base over 4.
Yeah.
All right, but still, it's an outside thing. Right. Believe me about Dustin Pedroia. Okay, anybody else? What about the first person that would come to mind for many people as they look at we have an MVP candidate is, of course, Adrian Gonzalez.
Yes, he definitely has the ability, the offensive ability to had the numbers. How many homers he has career now?
Well, he's 185 homers. Okay. He's not going. He might be a 300 homer guy career-wise.
He's also a great defender, great defensive first baseman as well. So that also helps in the voting. But being in Boston, you have the opportunity to hit the ball against the wall a lot.
Yep.
He'll take advantage of the entire field, and he has a lot of protection in his lineup. So that will help him increase his numbers.
I would put him, though, it's a position that historically is skewed very heavily towards sheer power.
Yeah.
Sheer power. And it's a tough position. There's a lot of great players. Okay, a lot of people say, what about Big Papi? What about Big Papi?
What about him? I mean,
35 right now.
Yep.
368 career homers and an OPS of 920. I didn't really realize his career was that high because he had 3 straight years over 1.
Right.
So that's a stat that we don't know how the young voters are going to, but I think they're going to be very impressed with that.
Well, I think you would be impressed with it, but people will say a lot of things. First of all, when he's early in his career in Minnesota, he really wasn't a good hitter, and then when he came here, he had Manny to protect him.
Right.
And then he'll have the asterisks with the emissions of some PEDs, and then he had a little slump a couple years ago, but now it seems like he is back on track. But you just never know with the voters.
He's going to be a 400 homer guy, and that's not going to be that impressive anymore. It's very, very doubtful, quite frankly. But he'd have to have an afterlife of another 4 years, I'd say. And he's 35, and that's not likely. And also, one more thing: we found out right away with Edgar Martinez, there's a bias against DHs on the part of many people.
Yes.